Hello, hello, hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Tori Lynn. Let's blossom today. Today, I just kind of want to sit down and film a little chit chat, get ready with me. For Christmas, I got some new makeup. I got a couple Ulta Beauty gift cards, so I got some new makeup from Ulta. Plus, I got some new makeup in my FabFitFun. Plus, I got some new makeup just as gifts. And so I thought, you know what? Let's just sit down and chit chat while I get ready today, and we'll try out the new makeup and just have a good time. So, I've got a full assortment of makeup in front of me. So, let's go ahead and jump right on into it. We're going to start by prepping my skin. This you guys have seen me use several times since Christmas. This is the Dr. Brandt Hyaluronic Acid Facial Cream, and I've been using this just like a facial moisturizer. Today I am going to hang out with my friends every month around the beginning of the month. Usually it's more like the first Saturday of every month, but we didn't get our act together that early this month. We usually get together around the beginning of the month, the three of us, and hang out, and so we are going to hang out today at one of our friends' house. The last couple of times it's been here at my house, but today we're doing it at one of my other friends' houses. I think we're just going to pick up dinner and hang out, probably watch movies or something. This I got in my winter FabFitFun. This is the Tula, what is this? Skincare Rose Glow Cooling Eye Balm. And so I have actually been liking this just because it feels really good under the eye. And I feel like it does a little bit of brightening. I just like to put a little triangle situation under each of my eyes. And then I kind of dab it out with the finger. And then I put a little on the lid as well. With my finger, I just kind of take whatever excess gets on my finger and then kind of smudge it out on the lid there. And then I don't have a new primer, so I'm just going to use my Dr. Brandt Luminizing Primer real fast. Like I said, we always try to get together at the beginning of the month, and we totally dropped the ball on that. We didn't get our butts in gear this month to get together right at the beginning. It's usually like the first Saturday of the month, and I don't even think we talked about it until after that. So anyway, we're getting together at my friend Taylor's house, and she recently has moved into a new apartment within the last few months, and I actually haven't been over to see it. And so we're going to go see that. I'm going to go pick up dinner on the way. I think I'm going to stop at a local barbecue joint here in town and pick up one of my faves from there. For foundation, I picked up the Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. This is the box. Of course, it's their pretty typical like silver metallic shimmery packaging. And I actually bought this foundation because it was on sale. I'm not usually a huge luminous foundation person, but I was like, if I'm ever going to try it, this is going to be the time, because it was like more than $10 off. So I got the shade 150 Warm. Of course, you can't really shade match right now, so I kind of just guessed. Hopefully this shade matches. But I'm going to take my beauty sponge and give it a couple of pumps here. There we go. I have no idea what kind of coverage. I think this has full coverage. I don't know. Does this box say? Medium coverage foundation. So this is not a full coverage. It's a medium coverage foundation with a luminous natural finish. So I don't know. I usually am more of a full coverage foundation person, and I typically go for a more matte or natural look, but I'm alright with a luminous look here and there. And I'm not wearing this all day. I'm just going to be wearing this for the afternoon. So I thought, you know what? Let's give this a try. Like I said, it was on sale, so if I was ever going to buy it, then this would be the time. Plus, I was using a gift card, so like, why not? But did it say how long this wears for? Vegan, cruelty-free, alcohol-free, clinically tested, dermatologist tested, ophthalmologist tested. I don't even know what that means. Suitable for sensitive skin. Does say it's long wearing and no flashback. So, okay. As far as coverage goes, it said it was medium coverage, but I'm getting a pretty good coverage from it. And the color seems to be an okay match. Maybe a little too warm for me. We'll see how it goes as it oxidizes. But for right now, or if it oxidizes at all, but as of right now, it seems like it's doing okay for me. Probably with a setting powder and bronzer and concealer and everything, it probably will be okay. On camera, it looks good. I'm not in love with the finish of it. I feel like I can really see all the texture in my skin, however. I don't know, I feel like this foundation really settled into those pores. There we go. I felt like I had a hair on my lip and I could not find it, but I finally found it. I wonder if I can build it up a little bit. I just want to see, not that the coverage is bad, but I'm just curious to see if it's buildable or not. So that did seem to build up pretty well. The only thing is I feel like it's starting to look cakey now. It's starting to really sit on the skin and not melt into the skin so much. So that's something to kind of keep out for. Hopefully we can set it down and things will look okay. It's sitting on the skin really weird. I like the sheen though. It does have kind of a natural dewy look. It's not super greasy looking. But I just feel like I look cakey right now, and I'm not loving that. So let's go ahead and jump into concealer. I picked up the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer. I've heard that this concealer is comparable to Shape Tape, and I love my Tarte Shape Tape, and this stuff is way cheaper than Tarte Shape Tape. So, you know, if this stuff is really that comparable, then that would be great. I picked up the shade 21. So it's pretty thick consistency, like Shape Tape. It has kind of a strong chemically smell though. Like it has a weird smell to it, so I'm not loving that. Once I start working that product out with the sponge, it doesn't feel quite as thick as my Shape Tape, but it does have a good coverage. I'm sorry if you guys can hear background noise. Their neighbor boys are playing outside. So I do like how that covered. It covered actually really well. Brightened up that foundation a little bit. It has a nice, good coverage. I feel like it almost settled that foundation into the skin a little bit better because like I said, that foundation was starting to sit on the skin a little funky. But now I'm going to go ahead and bake it. I did not buy a new baking powder. I almost did, and then I just decided not to because I had a lot of other products in my hand. So I'm going to use my Coty Translucent Airspun Powder. And I'm baking my nose pretty heavily because I'm going to have to go pick up dinner and I'm going to have to go into a place. I'm going to wear masks, so, you know, just make my life a little bit easier. Hopefully make that makeup last a little bit longer. So I didn't buy a new brow pencil, but I did buy a brow gel. So for my brow pencil, I'm going to use my e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. Then I'm going to use this ColourPop Brow Boss Gel. I have never used a brow gel from ColourPop before. I just got a clear just because my brow hairs have been really crazy lately, and I was like, okay, I need something to kind of tame them. So I'm going to go ahead and throw on my brow pencil and attempt to fill these brows in, and I'll be right back and we will go in and try out that brow gel. Now that I'm done struggling with those brows for an eternity because I hate doing brows, guys, let's go ahead and try out this brow gel. So this is what it looks like. This is the Brow Boss Gel. Like I said, I got it in clear. So I'm just going to kind of brush it through my brow hairs just to give them something to kind of shape them a little bit. Like they would just get so unruly and wild. I already don't have good brow shape anyways, so When my brow hairs start getting crazy, it's not a good thing. So it's pretty strong gel. I've had a good brow gel in a really long time. So let's go ahead and jump into the eyes now. This I got in my FabFitFun. This is the Laura Geller Cinnamon and Spice eyeshadow palette. This is the outside of the palette. And then the inside had a beautiful big mirror and then these really pretty cinnamon and spice shadows. And I love that it's got nice matte shades that'll be perfect for like the crease, and then it's got some beautiful shimmers to go with it. So let's start by taking that creamy vanilla shade, and I want to just set down the lid, giving everything just a nice base. The shade that I'm dipping into is actually called Oat Milk, by the way. Now I'm going to take the taupey shade next to it called Cinnamon Dulce. And I'm going to work that shade in the crease. Now I feel like I need to use this shade here, which is called a Pumpkin Spice, which is like the perfect name for it. So I'm just going to take that shade and I'm just going to use my finger because I feel like it's going to work best with a finger, and I'm just going to pop that all over the lid. Then I'm going to take this brown shade over here called Livin' La Vida Mocha, and I'm going to pop that right in the outer corner. I feel like this palette, you could make so many beautiful nude looks with. I just feel like I had to go with kind of that cinnamon spice look because that is the name of this palette, and that cinnamon, what was that, pumpkin spice shade just spoke to me. But I feel like you can make some really pretty spring looks with this, even though this is a little more of a fall vibe makeup look. I'm sure I will be using this palette a lot on my channel, so stick around for it because these shades are totally up my alley. So I'll take a blending brush now and just give it a little bit of a blend, just to make sure everything has a nice soft edge to it. Is anybody else in that weird after the holidays time where you just don't know what to do with yourself? Like, we're not yet to Valentine's Day, like we're in the dead of winter, like I just don't know what to do with myself. Like I have no motivation to do anything. I want to decorate my house for spring, but I feel like it's too early for that. I have some Valentine's decorations, but like I also feel like it's a little too early to bring those out. Cause like Valentine's is cute and all, but I don't want to bring them out too early because I don't really want to leave them out for more than like a month. So I don't know what to do with myself. Like I don't want to really decorate. I want to decorate my house, but I don't know how. Like I don't know. I just don't know what to do with myself, guys. I think I want to take this shade now called a Salted Caramel. And I want to pop that also on the lid, but a little closer to the inner corner. More like on the inner half of the lid. Just to kind of brighten up that inner half. It's because that pumpkin spice was a little bit darker than I was really wanting. Yeah, that brightened it up just a hair. Like, I just feel kind of lost right now. Does anyone else feel kind of lost? And I've just been lacking serious motivation to really do anything. I really thought this weekend I was going to decorate for Valentine's Day, and I pulled out the box and stuff and I didn't. It's just sitting there. Like I kind of cleaned up from Christmas and I just don't know what to do. I pulled out my box of regular like all year round decor, and I don't really feel like putting that up because I feel like it's too springy. So then I pulled out my box of Valentine decor, which I don't really have a lot of, but like I just don't feel ready to put that out yet. So I just feel kind of lost. I did a little bit of spring cleaning, but like I'm not motivated enough to do that. I don't know what to do with myself, guys. I'm lost. Somebody tell me what to do. Now I want to take that shade called Cold Brew. It's also a shimmery shade. I think it'll look really pretty to smoke out the lower lash line with. It's weird. That shade actually looks a lot orangey, a lot more warm tone than I was expecting it to look. Alright, again, I'm so sorry about those boys outside. They're just playing, having a good time out there. Let's go ahead and leave the eyes and let's move into the skin. I did get a new setting powder. I have never tried this. This is the Too Faced Born This Way oil-free multi-use complexion powder. Now I got this in the shade Porcelain, so I'm hoping that this powder matches me. I kind of held it up to my neck again and hoped it matched, so I don't know, we'll see. Let's go ahead and also sweep away that excess baking. Yeah, I think that color looks pretty good. Actually, I think it matches that foundation really well. I've just seen a lot of people talk about this powder, and I have thought about buying this powder several times, and I've always talked myself out of it just because it is pretty pricey for a pressed powder. I'm usually okay with paying a good amount of money for a foundation, but pressed powders, I don't know. I've never wanted to spend this much money on a pressed powder before, but for some reason, I was like, you know what, I'm using gift cards, so why not? Like, I just talked myself into spending a little more money on a few things than I normally would. Looking at that under eye, that concealer I feel like looks, or maybe it's that foundation, or one of the two, something down there is a little bit cracky, cakey, creasy looking. Can you guys see that down there? I'm not in love with how my under eye looks, and it ain't the setting powder because I've used that setting powder 100 times. So, and I don't think it's this setting powder, that pressed powder, just because I just don't think that that's what that was. So it's probably either the concealer or that foundation. I don't know. I will try them both out separately in different occasions and kind of keep an eye on it. Now, I don't feel like this powder really set that foundation down very well. I feel like my face still feels tacky. So I'm going to go back in and kind of stipple more of this pressed powder on. Even still, that feels tacky. That's weird. So up here where I bake doesn't really feel tacky, but down here on my lower half of my face feels tacky. And I feel like I'm getting a good amount of powder because you can see that even the Born This Way is starting to come off. So I don't know, that's interesting. Don't like when my foundation is tacky. So yeah, I don't know if this foundation just takes an extremely long time, if I just put way too much on, if this combination of this pressed powder and that foundation is a weird combination, or what's going on. Something is not clicking here for me, and I'm not liking that. So like I said, I'm gonna have to try all these products separately, you know, with products I know that I love. Let's move into bronzer. So for bronzer, I picked up this Morphe Glamour bronzer. I got the shade Originator. I actually thought I was picking up the shade Original, so I don't know, it's kind of their medium shade, I think. The packaging is really very pretty. It almost kind of reminds me of Great Gatsby. It's a big bronzer. It's a huge bronzer, like, that's massive. So I'm just gonna grab my favorite bronzing brush here. Now I have two bronzing brushes that I go between. This is the Aesthetica P12, and then the other one is this one is a Mary Kay brush that I got years ago when I was in high school from my grandma who does Mary Kay. She might have even been before high school. It may have been middle school, to be honest. She's been selling Mary Kay for years. And some bronzers I like better with the Mary Kay, and some bronzers I like better with the Aesthetica. So I'm going to do one side Aesthetica and one side Mary Kay. So this is my Aesthetica side. Probably should finish that before I just moved on to the others. So like, I prefer my Aesthetica for my NARS Diffused and my Hoola bronzer. But for my Urban Decay Beach bronzer, I prefer my Mary Kay. So it just kind of depends on the bronzer. So that side is the Aesthetica brush. Let's go ahead and try the Mary Kay brush now. And I'm dipping in about the same amount, using the same hand pressure. They're just different brushes, even though they're both powder brushes. They just, I don't know, they give me different looks. So I like certain bronzers with certain brushes. I'm not usually picky about products and brushes except for my bronzer. This is the difference. I don't know. This side's a little more strong, this side's a little more diffused around the edges. Both very pretty. I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you have a preference? Honestly, I kind of feel like I like the way the Mary Kay side looks better. I will probably play around with that as well. I'm gonna go ahead and contour my nose really quickly. I did not buy a new highlight just because I got a new one recently. This is the Pat McGrath highlight. This is the Sublime Skin Highlight Trio. And I referenced to Pat McGrath in the video when I used all this, and I called him a he, and that was my bad. Pat McGrath is a she, and I just don't even know why, but I totally just assumed Pat McGrath was a he, and I have no idea why. I didn't research anything about the company really, or who Pat McGrath was, and so Pat McGrath is a she. That was my bad, guys. But anyway, so I like to mix the two light shades. This one is called Iridescent Pink and Fine Gold. And I'm just going to use a jumbo fan brush here and highlight my cheekbones. I like to do a little on the end of the nose. And a little just kind of between the brows, and then just kind of a swoosh down the whole nose. And I've really been into highlighting the forehead. I'll do a little on the Cupid's bow. I just think that this highlight is stunning. It has such a natural glow. I don't know what it is about it, but I have been obsessed with these highlights since I got them. And so I was like, I don't really need to get another highlight. Just look how gorgeous it is. Like, what do I need another one for? I don't know that I'll ever need another highlight. This is my highlight. And I really like how that bronzer turned out, by the way. I think it's really pretty. This blush came in my FabFitFun as well. This is a Phase Zero blusher in the shade Making Moves. First of all, this blush is really hard to open. This blush is gorgeous. I love the color, but it's kind of this corally, peachy, orangey undertoned blush. But it's got some shimmer to it, and so I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about that. I usually don't like a shimmery blush. I usually go for a more matte blush. I don't know, we'll see how much shimmer really comes through. Although I'm layering it over the highlight, so I'm thinking that that'll kind of just go together. Actually, that looks really pretty. It's not too shimmery. It does add a little bit of kind of an orangey iridescence to the highlight. And it brings that highlight down a little bit lower, that shimmer down a little bit lower, but I don't think it's terrible. Would prefer this blush to be a matte, but it's okay. I will get over it. I think this would be absolutely stunning in the summer with a like more dewy, natural, no makeup, kind of glowy makeup look. Throw it a little on the end of the nose, because why not? Because that's what I like to do, that's why. Alright, very pretty. And I think that actually tied in the eyes instead of looking so fall pumpkin spice. I actually think it made it look more peachy, corally, orangey. If that makes sense. I feel like it made it look a little more springtime than fall. Let's go ahead and I think spray the face down. So I have tried the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist before and I absolutely love it, but I have never tried the mattifying one, which I think the last time I went and I bought the Continuous Setting Mist, the mattifying one was new. I'd never seen it before. And now they have a luminous one. But I went with the mattifying one because I have never tried it. And I still like a mattifying look because I am an oily person. So let's try this out. I like the white packaging. I think it's sleek and pretty. So let's give it a good spritz down. I feel like, oh, it smells good. It smells like watermelons. Different smell than the other one has. I'm pretty sure it smells like watermelons. Like real watermelons. Not like artificial watermelon, but like a true watermelon. Like I just cut it into a big old watermelon. Smells really yummy. Maybe with a hint of a florally smell in there, but it smells good. Also kind of a weird sprayer, so I don't know if the sprayer is kind of funky, but I felt like it literally had like this weird circle-y feel to it. And most of them just have this, just a mist to it. And this one had a weird feel to it, but I don't know. As far as mattifying goes, I don't know if it's supposed to keep me matte. This microfine mist sets liquid or powder makeup to a smooth matte finish. Continuous air powdered spray delivers even and controlled application with a refreshing scent. Hold the bottle 8 to 10 inches away from face, close eyes, and apply the mist all over your face. So it doesn't say what the fragrance is, and it doesn't say how it's supposed to matte or if it's supposed to be oil controlling or anything like that, and I really don't feel like it. Actually, I kind of feel like it did dull down my highlight a little bit. Am I crazy? I kind of feel like it did. Like, do you guys feel that? I kind of feel like I want to take my highlight brush and just go back over it a little bit, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that, especially because I did put quite a lot of highlight on my nose, especially because I put both the blush and the highlight, and that is my oily spot. So to mattify that a little bit, to kind of dull that down, especially using that luminous foundation, it's probably okay. Overall, I think that looks nice. I think I'm going to go ahead and put my lashes on now. I'm not going to do any liner or anything. I just don't feel like this look needs liner. But I am going to go ahead and throw on a pair of these Kiss lashes in the style Flirty. So I'll toss these on and I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't have any more brand new products, but I do have one product that I've only used one other time on my channel, and that was this Pat McGrath lipstick. This is in the shade Amour. It was the lighter of the two lipsticks I used. It's kind of a pinky, peachy color. I don't really know how to describe this color, but it's a lighter pink shade compared to the other one. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this on my lips. The last time I mixed this and the darker shade together, and they were really pretty. But this time I just want to use just this one. It's a little pinkier than I probably would have gone for normally, but I was just trying to use new products. But I like it, it's pretty. Honestly, I could probably take like my NYX liquid lingerie in the shade Baby Doll and put that in the center and just tone it down a little bit. That's what I use all the time when lips need to be toned down. So yeah, I'm just going to take that just because it is a little more pink than I was wanting to go for. Kind of ombres that center down, kind of tones it down a hair. What do you guys think about this look? I think it's really pretty, and I like how all these products turned out together. That foundation and that concealer got a little bit crinkly, crackly under the eye, so I'm gonna have to try them out separately and see what it was that kind of turned out like that. But either way, it's alright, you know, we'll see. But honestly, this look turned out really pretty, and I do like how all of it looked. I do like all the products, and my lower face is starting to feel less tacky, so it must just be that foundation takes a while to dry down, or maybe I just used too much of it. So anyways, I will definitely be trying these products out more on my channel. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me while I got ready. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think about this look down below. If you guys like this video, then hit the like button and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye.